The seven wonders of the world have been awarded this title because of their magnificence. They are the most beautiful and awe-inspiring constructions made by man, unlike any other establishment in the world. The seven wonders of the world is a compiled list of monuments from all over the world that excel in unique architecture, craftsmanship, and ingenuity. The catalog includes the best natural wonders or human-built monuments over time. In today's video, let us know about 7 ancient, Middle Age, and modern wonders of the world. 7 wonders of ancient age. One of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, the Colossus of Rhodes, was a gigantic statue of the god Helios. Erected by the sculptor Charles of Lindos, it was under construction from 292 BC till 280 BC and was considered as the tallest building of its time. Standing at 30 feet, built in the memory of the defeat of the Roman army, which was trying to take control of the Rhodes, this giant statue represents a man holding a bow on one hand and a torch of light on the other. The Lighthouse of Alexandria was the first lighthouse in the world. Construction began in 290 BC and took 20 years to complete. When it was done, it was the tallest building in the world at the time, except for the Great Pyramid. It was built on the island of Pharos to help guide trade ships into its busy harbor at Alexandria, Egypt. The lighthouse was damaged by several earthquakes and eventually became an abandoned ruin. In 1994, some of the remains of the lighthouse were discovered by French archaeologists in Alexandria's eastern harbor. The Hanging Gardens of the Babylon are believed to have been built near present-day Al-Hilah, Babil in Iraq. They are sometimes called as the Hanging Gardens of Semiramis. The garden was built by King Nebuchadnezzar, who ruled Babylon for 43 years. King Nebuchadnezzar built many temples, streets, palaces, and walls. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. Artemis, the eternally chaste huntress and admired lunar goddess. Artemis is the goddess of hunting, midwifery, chastity, and of wild animals. She is the twin sister of the Greek god Apollo, born of Zeus and the Titaness Leto. The pyramids of Khufu. Egypt is known for its pyramids. The pyramids of Giza are the largest and most recognized artifacts in the world. The pyramids were built to honor certain pharaohs of the fourth ruling dynasty of Egypt that was known as the Old Kingdom. It was the first era of Egyptian civilization that lasted from 2688 to 2181 BCE. The Great Pyramid of Giza is the oldest and greatest pyramid of the 3 pyramids that are found there. It is one of the 7 wonders of the world and was built for Pharaoh Khufu of the 8th dynasty between 2580 and 2560 BC. The statue of Zeus at Olympia was located in Olympia, Greece. The construction began in approximately 430 BC and was completed in 422 BC. It was created by a sculptor named Phidias. He took almost 12 years to complete the structure. The statue was about 42 feet tall. A frame made of cedar wood was used, and then it was covered with ivory strips and gold panels. 7 wonders of Middle Age. Hagia Sophia of Constantinople. The Church of Holy Wisdom was constructed in 360 AD by the Constantine's son. It remained until 404 AD as the Great Church, when the fury of the mob did not let trace of the original structure. Rebuilt in larger dimensions by Theodosius in 405 AD during the Nika revolt, it was burned down along with a half of the city in 532 AD. The next reconstruction was made by Justinian, who brought 8 Corinthian columns from Baalbek to Constantinople. Time Bank, it was the largest cathedral in the world, but in 989, during the devastated earthquake, its beautiful dome crumbled down along with many other parts. So, Tradat, the famous architect, was invited for reconstruction by Byzantine government. The Catacombs of Alexandria. The Catacombs of Sophia, also known as the Hill of Treasure, regarded as a huge necropolis and a royal cemetery that dates back to the 2nd century AD. The necropolis has a unique mixture of Roman, Hellenistic, and Pharaonic art elements reflected in the paintings of the wall and the style of the statues, funeral objects, and tombs. The archaeological site was one of the 7 wonders in the Middle Ages. The Colosseum of Rome. The Colosseum is famous for its magnificent stadia structure and the brutal history that unfolded within its confines. The exhibitions of exotic animals, executions of prisoners, recreations of battles, and gladiator fights kept the Roman people entertained for years. The Colosseum remained active for over 500 years. The last recorded games in history were celebrated in the 6th century. The Great Wall of China. Originally built as a wartime defense, the Great Wall of China features many towers and passes. When Emperor Qin Shi Huang first proposed the so-called Long Wall, it was meant to defend the Chinese states against nomadic tribes from the north. According to the Travel China Guide, some 20 states and dynasties contributed to the construction of the Great Wall of China over the course of many millennia. Stonehenge. Stonehenge is one of the best known ancient wonders of the world. The 500-year-old Henge monument became a World Heritage Site in 1986. The stones that form the inner ring came from the Perseal Mountains in the Wales. Stonehenge has been variously described as the work of giants, gods, wizards, and the devil himself. The Porcelain Tower of Nanjing. The Porcelain Tower of Nanjing is a pagoda built during the Ming Dynasty in the 15th century. The tower was designed by the Chinese Emperor Yongle. It gets its name because it was built with porcelain bricks. The top 3 stories were destroyed by lightning in 1801, but it was soon restored. In 1850s, most of it was destroyed during the Taiping Rebellion. A Chinese businessman named Wang Zinalin donated the equivalent of $156 million to reconstruct the Porcelain Tower of Nanjing. Leaning Tower of Pisa. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is a bell tower of Campanile located on the Square of Miracles in the city of Pisa. The famous tower is only one of the 4 buildings that form the cathedral complex in this square. The impressive Roman square cathedral, Duomo di Pisa, was built first. The baptistry was added next, after which the work on the tower began. Before the tower was finished, the cemetery, Campo Santo, completed the complex. As a signature piece of this complex, this tower was surely a miracle at the time it was built, not just because of its signature lean, but because it was the tallest bell tower in Europe. 7 Wonders of Modern Era. Great Wall of China. Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal was one of the crowning architectural achievements of the Mughal Empire, which ruled most of the Indian subcontinent from 1526 to 1761. It took around 20,000 workers and 16 years to build. The building reflects the Mughal architectural style, stressing symmetry and balance. In recent years, restoration efforts have been forced on protecting the ivory marble facades from pollution. Machu Picchu, Peru. Machu Picchu is considered as the most amazing urban creation of the Inca Empire and one of the most important heritage sites in the world. It sits on the top of a mountain, 2,430 meters in the tropical forest, offering spectacular scenery with significant endemic biodiversity of flora and fauna. Petra, Jordan. Petra, one of the new 7 wonders of the world, is a representation of Jordan and therefore Jordan's most visited tourist attraction. Petra is believed have been established in 312 BC. The name Petra is derived from the Greek word Petros, which means rocks. The Colosseum, Italy. Christ the Redeemer, Brazil. Christ the Redeemer was not actually built in Brazil. It was first made in France by French sculptor Paul Ladowski, who created the statue in clay pieces. These were then shipped to Brazil to be remade with reinforced concrete by Brazilian engineer Heitor da Silva Costa and French engineer Albert Coit. Construction of the statue took 9 years. Beginning in 1922, it was finally finished in 1931 at a cost of $250,000 US. Each year, Christ the Redeemer is visited by nearly 2 million people. The recorded number of visitors to the statue in a single day with a huge 14,000 during the Easter of 2011. Chichén Itzá, Mexico. Chichén Itzá is one of the main archaeological sites on the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. It was a sacred city and Mayan pilgrimage center founded by the Itzá, the so-called water sources, in the 5th century AD. Chichén Itzá was founded by the Maya, an ancient people native to the Yucatan Peninsula. The tallest structure in Chichén Itzá is the ancient pyramid El Castillo. It is 98 feet in height.